But these calls on Sundays are really for us as a group to check in and see how everyone's past week went. I usually ask people what their goals are for the upcoming week, and then the following Sunday we check in with if they met those goals, and so on. So how was your past week?
Um, this past week, I want to say that it was really challenging for me. Probably more so for the fact that I kept getting in my own head. You know what I mean? Like, I kept doubting, what, I guess it was just, I was getting into my own head. And then I pretty much had a, I don't know what you call it, like, because I know that everybody keeps talking, like, I'm in the Make Chic Happen group with Melanie Mitro and Katie, and they've been really pushing with, they call it the 4 hash method. So it's kind of like finding your people and really, like, instead of trying to get everybody, just focusing on who your niche is. And so I did some posts today, and I was like, I do it to myself all the time. And I was kind of like, okay, what's so-and-so, what are they posting? So then I can see if it's something that I can relate to. And then I did my post, and then I was just like, I was doing my run, and then I'm like, no, that's not really what I want to say. So then I was kind of like, and as I was running, I was kind of like, okay, with my age, I get a lot of people that are like, oh my God, I can't do what you're doing. Oh my God, like blah, 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 blah. And I thought to myself, so I can't just keep saying about how, oh yeah, it's hard, but blah, 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 blah. And I thought, no, you know what? It is hard. It gets harder as we get older, but that's not what the goal is. The goal is that we do hard things, right? And we just keep doing them. So that way, 5 years from now, we don't have high blood pressure. Mm-hmm. Like, does that sound like, so, I mean, I don't want to be negative, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, no, I need to really focus on that. And like, the crucible killed me today, but I mean, I did better than I did the last time I did it.
I mean, I think that sounds like your story. Like,
right?
Your age does not define you.
No.
And you don't want it to ever define you. And sure, the stereotype out there is that, well, you're too old to be doing these workouts. Or if you haven't started, well, it's too late now. I'm past my prime. And the fact is, like, years from now, even 1 year from now, your risk for, hip injury, for high blood pressure goes up. You can either sit on the couch and wait for it to happen, or you can be proactive and do something now.
Yeah. So today, I'm focusing on getting my hashtags better, like really getting my hashtags set up. And that's my plan for next week, is that I'm just gonna, like, in my challenge group, like, there's me and 2 other coaches that run it. Mm-hmm. And it's been, I don't know about your groups, but I find lately this month, it's been like, just kind of like stale. Like nobody's really, so I'm like, and I went on the scale, and I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm like eating like a bag of cookies. Like, it's just shit. Right. So then I just thought to myself, okay, if I'm struggling with my nutrition, pretty freaking sure that everybody else is struggling. So anyway, so I have about 4 people in our group that are all injured.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, so then, like, today I kind of did a thing where I said, like, think of those hockey players and football players and all of them. And when they get injured, do they just sit on the couch and eat chips and dip? Or do they still stick to their plan, right? And then they just, so that way when they're ready to go back, they're just as good as they were before, right? And I thought, so that's my goal, is to talk about nutrition like big time, because I think that's my niche, is more
Okay.
nutrition than the workouts, right?
Yeah, if that's what so challenge groups, it changes. It's not always going to be everyone is focused on workouts more. Whereas like right now, if people are injured, they're obviously not going to work out. And so instead of just ignoring the group or not participating, like let me focus that energy towards nutrition. And
Yeah.
sharing videos of like Ultimate Portion Fix or any of or To Be Mindset might be helpful to kind of get people going.
Yeah, I never thought. Can you share their video? I guess you could on YouTube, right? If they have ones on YouTube about it.
I think if you go in the back
But
office, there's
in the back office. Okay.
there's some videos that you can share about the programs.
Okay.
But like
Wow.
I don't think you can share the videos in Ultimate Portion Fix. Like they would have to purchase it.
No. Yeah. 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 And that's what I think too. So yeah. So what, I know that everybody's has that one tracker where they are doing like, it showed like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Is that the one you're using? Or are you using?
There's different trackers. There's this one, the Success Club tracker. And so it has like the vital actions and then every day the things that you check off as you do them.
Yeah, I have that one. Yeah.
That's the one I use.
Okay.
There's also the app, the Success Activity Tracker or the Business Activity Tracker.
I think it's called
it's BAT. I think Business Activity Tracker.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't really use it. I like the paper and pen instead. But I know some people like having the app because then they can take it with them everywhere. There's a few other that I think Tiffany posted in the group, different trackers that she's used to like really 10 times her numbers. So that's her goal that she's working on. So find something that works for you. If you think the Success Club tracker has been working, then just stick to it until it's just a habit, and then you can try changing things.
How long do you wait? Like how long, like when you make a connection and then you're talking and you're chatting and everything, how long do you wait to ask them, like to invite? Like, do you just do cold invites, or do you do more like, okay, I've been talking to them for a week or two, so I'm going to ask them? Like,
so it varies. It depends on who the person is. So if it's someone that, like a friend of mine from high school that I'm reaching out to, I will just cold call. So I've been doing like Facebook Messenger or Instagram Messenger recorded messages. And I'll just start off with like, hey, how are you? You know, it's been forever. I love seeing your story on Facebook. You know, your son has grown up so fast. I wanted to reach out because I have this online fitness group that has been really supportive, and I have a few more spots open, and you came into mind. Would you like more information? And that has been really working for me. Like if I've noticed that if I end it with a question, like, would you like more information? They're more likely to reply. And whether that's a yes or a no, at least it's a response and you can move on.
That's right. Okay.
So that's really been working. Now, when it's someone that's new, I try to do a 5-3-1. So 1, I'll follow them, the 5 likes, 3 comments. But I don't ask them right away just because that's not something I'm comfortable with. I think I've been waiting a few days until like they have a chance to look through my profile. I can check theirs out. I'll watch their stories, which is really helpful because then if I see something that they posted that I really like or that would be a really great coach quality, that's kind of a starting point where I can start talking to them, and then I'll reach out to them. But yeah, doing between those two has been really helpful. And as far as like because I've also been struggling with the hashtags, like trying to figure out who my niche is, like who am I? Like this has been like a midlife crisis for me. Um, but one thing that helped me was, have you seen like the color wheel?
I think so. With the personalities or the
Yeah, so essentially it's like 12 spots that you can fill in with different things that describe your life. That's not just
right.
coaching. So like for me, it's
Right.
dog mom, it's PhD, grad school. Um, I actually had one of my best friends. I asked her, I'm like, okay, do you have a few minutes? Can you give me 12 words that you think describe me or that make you think of me? And so she gave me 12 words, and that really helped me think of potential hashtags that I would use.
Oh,
And so that I found was really helpful. And it was almost like really touching to know that, like, oh, my best friend thinks of me when she hears of Wonder Woman or when she thinks of fitness. Um, like
yeah.
that is starting to become my brand, what people know me for. And so then I start looking at hashtags related to that. And one other thing that the training from Bonnie taught me was the hashtags that you use, you want a variety of them as far
Mhm.
as the popularity of it. So, like, don't always use the one that has like 6.3 million posts because you're just going to get lost. So, make sure you have a good variety.
I think the highest, the biggest number I know when I'm looking for people to um, like say, okay, so I have a Cricut Maker, right? So I'll go in Cricut Maker and then I look at the most recent and then I'll go there and click on it. But as far as for the other part, when I'm doing my hashtags, I try not to go any more than about maybe 300,000 or 400,000, like, and then lower. So like I kind of try to mix it up a bit,
Yep.
like empty nester life, midlife women.
Are you keeping track of these somehow?
See, that's what I like. Okay, they tell me. I hate that. I feel like I'm taking over the thing.
No, you're.
They tell.
This is what it's for. Uh-huh.
So I go on my insights. Do you have a Facebook like page? Like, do you have a business page on Facebook or
I
just
don't.
personal?
I just
Okay.
have my personal.
So when I go on my Instagram, which I have to post, I haven't posted today yet. My insights, right? And then I look at my poll or my post, right? Come on. Taking. We're like in the middle of a freaking snowstorm. I think
I'm
we got
in
about
Minnesota, so I'm bummed with
snow
snow.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got about 3 feet of snow in like
Um,
less than 24 hours.
yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. So now like I've got wheel. Um, oh, it says there's an error, of course, because it's got no internet, because we're like freaking boonies. So and it says, so when you go to Insight and I go there, then it says how many hashtags, like how much reached out for hashtags, but then I don't know what hashtags were the ones that were the best.
Oh.
Did that make sense? Like I'm kind of like,
Yeah, that's not how I've been doing it. I mean,
okay.
I can definitely try it that way.
So if
So
I
I
go to sites, right, it's going to spin. And then it says how many people liked it. Oh, come on. It's really slow. And it'll say how many did
Mhm.
the flag, how many did all of that. Um, and then when I, so like this one here, it did really well. Okay, here. So I've got
Yeah.
55, right? So then
Yeah.
when I go down,
Yeah, it doesn't tell you where they're from.
it says some hashtags, it says 459 or 446, but then I don't know where, like, I don't, so I guess just to look at, um, if it goes up, maybe, I guess would be good, right?
So I usually don't keep track of how my hashtags are doing. I
Okay.
usually, like, in my phone, in the notes, I copy and paste all the hashtags that I use. So that way I'm not having to constantly think about what hashtag to
Right.
put on this post. Um,
Right.
so keeping track of it that way. But as far as like figuring out what type of posts are doing better than others, I'm planning to do a poll. Like, what type of information would be helpful to you? Nutrition, fitness, you know, dog life tips, clothes. Like, let your audience tell you what they want to hear,
Yeah.
or what they're struggling with. Um, and that way, whoever does the poll or answers the question, um, like now you have a chance to talk to them about your challenge group, about coaching and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I always find when I do a poll, I leave the left side, like I just leave it blank, like yes. I don't put like anything that I really want to know information on, because that's usually filled with bots, right? And then I usually use, if I really want that information for them, I do it on the right.
Okay. Hi, Christina. So we were just talking about hashtags and figuring out kind of what type of posts are attracting the most people to increase engagement and such. Is there anything that like you do particularly with figuring out what hashtags to use, which ones are better, or how you search for the hashtags to find your niche?
I don't know, because I struggle with that too.
Okay.
But I mean, what I'm thinking now is I'm just gonna, whatever's in my picture, I'm just gonna put it on there. Like if I'm wearing a brand, or if I'm eating a certain type of food, or it's anything that I'll say that's like my language to attract the people that I want. Because I know in the past I was using like other people's language, and that didn't really feel like me, so it wasn't attracting people that was me.
Yeah, that's what Sherry was saying too, that like it almost makes you feel dirty, like I lied.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's something that I've never felt exactly like that, but I understand how important that is. Where I'll swear in my posts because that's who I am. I like to swear sometimes. Or I'll talk about I'll put in really bad dad jokes because I like joking around. And so it's really making it about yourself. And I think for all of us, like we're all struggling with something or everything in my case. So like that's what these calls are for, and that's what this group is for, to share tips and tricks of, well, this is working for me, give that a try, see if that works for you. If not, change it, tweak it, ask for someone else to share what works for them too. And it takes time. I know it's frustrating, but we'll slowly get there. And once you find what works for you, like you kind of just get set on fire. Like there's no stopping you once you figure that out.
I feel like I'm kind of like, why didn't I figure this out 3 years ago?
It takes
like I'd be so much farther along.
Yeah. There's no point in like beating yourself up about it. So as I'm learning things, I'm writing them down so that way when I take in coaches, I know, okay, I need to teach them all these things because I wasted so much time trying to figure it out myself. So really making sure that you're keeping those things in mind, because once you have a coach underneath you, you forget all the little things that you had to figure out that are now just automatic to you.
And another thing that I learned, like once you get where you feel like you have your first business building coach, don't rely on just that person or focus all your energy on that person, because that person might not be the person that's going to build with you. And I learned that the hard way. And it's one of my very best friends. I was like, okay, I'm ready. And she's like, got all the materials ready. And she was showing me I'm doing this and this and this, but she never actually did any of the vitals at all. She hasn't even finished the program, and she's been doing this longer than I have. Yeah. She was actually signed up under my coach because they were friends before that, and she didn't like her style, so she quit. And then I was like, well, I'm doing it. She's like, okay, well, I'll jump back in and I'll do the business now. And she's still like, I don't know. And she's like, I'll start in February, but I don't see her starting anytime soon.
And at some
So,
point, you have to just like cut your losses.
yeah, and I have. I don't push her anymore, even to work out, because she's never finished the program. So I'm like, are you working out? Okay, whenever you feel like you're ready, just jump in. But don't just rely on that one.
I'm struggling.
Don't they say something about it's like 80% for your business and then 20% for your coaches? Like, and you know, and it's kind of one of those things where I think too is that like they got to come up to the bar too. Like, I'm not saying bar because of the bar blind, but like they kind of got to show, right?
Raise up to it, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, okay, I'm giving you all this shit, so like, what the fuck? Like, why aren't you? Oh, I'm sorry. But like, why? Like, why? You know, so I'm kind of like, okay, when you start showing me initiative, then I'm going to do that. And I think that was one of the podcasts I listened to with Melanie. Is she said like, people will say, oh, I really need your help, and she's like, okay, let's set a time. We're going to fix it up. And then they don't show up because she'll say, I want to see your tracker. And then there's nothing in the tracker. Well, I'm not going to put my energy there if you're not going to do your share.
Yeah, I actually have a client like that that's been saying for months, I'm going to start this week. And then she never starts. What happened? Well, it's because this and this and this and this. And to me, it's just excuses. And I think last week is when I finally called her out on it and she hasn't messaged me back. But I'm just tired of it. It's been like almost 2 years. I'm like, that's on you. You're making all these excuses. They're really not excuses. So she hasn't messaged me.
So 2 things. The first one is I was talking to my coach about, you know, what are we going to do when we have more coaches sign up underneath us? And I was telling her, like, to kind of get weed out the losers, I guess. I'm going to have them, okay, you need to do Bonnie's training so that way you have a good foundation. Once you complete that, I send you a certificate that you're joining my team, that you accomplished it. And now I'll add you to the Facebook group. Now you get invited to our team calls, but not until you finish the training.
That makes sense.
Where is the training?
So if you're in the Dynasty page, I know Lindsay has her own training. It's the Bombshell training. And Bonnie has the Legacy training. It's the same training. They just have different names for their respective teams.
Right.
And it's really helpful. It shows you through, how to invite people. It gives you videos on scripts, how to log into the back office, what is coaching, how to create stories and social media. It has been really helpful. I'm still working through it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Is it a PDF? Is it a PDF or is it a video?
Nope, it's a whole website that you go through that has different units that you can do, and in each unit there's different there's videos, there's scripts, which is how I started inviting. I used a base template, changed it to match my personality, and then came up with my own as I went. But it was really helpful for me getting started. Also, it saved me a lot of time. Like when I started, I was Googling how to do all these other things where if I would have just done the training, it was all already there. So yeah, my plan for my coaches coming in is once you finish the training, send me a screenshot that says 100% completed. Okay, now you're ready to actually start coaching with. And then the second thing, Christina, you're saying that she won't message you back. I heard this really funny message of someone doing that, and the reply from the person was, "This isn't an airport. You don't have to announce your departure." And I thought that was hilarious. It wasn't from a coach. It was online in some other Facebook group I'm in. But I thought that was perfect.
And the thing is, I know this person, I know her. So I'm going to see her next weekend, and I'm just like,
it's
I don't know.
On them, not on you. So
no.
So,
yeah. Candy, how has this past week gone? So we're kind of just doing check-ins to see how people are doing. how last week went, what their goals are for this upcoming week. So if you want to go, or if Christina wants to go. I think you're muted.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure how I really became a part of this group. Is everyone like one of Bonnie's coaches, or I just saw this call on Facebook?
We're a combination of, we're all under the dynasty. So whether that's under Lindsay or under Bonnie, I don't know if there's anyone else under there.
Yeah, I'm under Holly.
So yeah, so we're all somehow part of the dynasty group.
Oh, cool. So are we all supposed to be pushing for like a certain goal together, or how do these calls work on Sundays?
Yeah, so the group in general, Ready to Run, is coaches that are ready to run. They are looking for these success partners, other coaches that are just really motivated to reach their goals this year, whether that's Emerald or 5-star Diamond. You still need to do the same actions. You still need to do invites. You still need to work through your own struggles. So that's what the team is for. That's what this Facebook group is for. The Sunday calls are for everyone to just kind of check in, whether it's venting about how shitty or great your week was, sharing tips about what worked for you this week, what doesn't, what you need help with. It's mainly just for whoever has time to check in and what they need help with.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, it's nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, welcome. Christina, did you want to go? So to give Candy some
Yeah, I can go. This is actually a to-do for me today because I've been putting it off.
Okay.
And work has been so crazy because I'm a teacher, and so we have like crazy hours. So for me, I started this fit club. It's starting Tuesday. Starting Tuesday. It's a fit club and it's free. I'm just offering it for people who want to do it, hoping to convert them into customers and showing them how easy it is to do it at home. Like, we don't have to come to school or stay after school to do it. You just push play at home, follow the program, you'll get results. So I'm doing it 2 days a week, and I'm only going to do like the 20-minute workouts or 30-minute workouts from like Autumn or Jericho. So I have to do the calendar for that. So I need to get that done before Tuesday. I have to remind everybody about it today. My husband, I'm asking him to help, but he doesn't really want to talk about it with other people. So he's like, just create flyers. So that's what I have to do today, so he can take it with him. What else? I haven't finished my vision board. I wrote everything down, but I don't have pictures, so I have to finish that, and then just keep doing my vitals.
Okay.
This week I have to follow up with some people who ask questions and ask for a cart and all that. So they said they would be ready Friday. Hopefully they check out. So we'll see. I'll have to follow up with them.
Awesome. Well, so one thing, Candy, that I do is, as people are telling me what their goals are for this upcoming week, then the next call, next Sunday, I check in with them and be like, did you reach your goals? Did you finish everything you said you were going to do? To kind of hold each other accountable. So did you want to share what you have coming up this week?
Just the normal, pushing for Success Club still, and just trying to help as many people as I can. And this week I'm really going through all of my followers and connecting with them and seeing what their goals are for 2020 if we haven't already started talking about it. Because, there's just so many people that you don't realize slip through the cracks, and that's what I'm doing now, is just trying to empty my inbox. Yesterday was a long day, so finally catching up on everything right now.
Awesome. And then Sherry, your goal for this upcoming week was figuring out your hashtags, right?
I'm going to do I like Christina, I got to finish my vision board, get that done. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of funny because I've never really, I've done vision boards before where I'm like, oh, I want this, and oh, I want that, and oh, I want this. And I'm like, no, I want to do it so like it's not like a lot of things, but like really like simple, not simple, but like more specific and more detailed.
Okay.
So like I want to do like a mentorship. Like I want to have like, I want to get into one of those higher mentorships that, you know, are not cheap, but I want to do that. Like, I think they said try and go outside of your comfort zone at least once or twice a year or something, like go to something like in a mind, like a mastermind or something like that. So I'm like, so that's what I'm.
Melissa's groups. I want to go to one of those. They have one here in Austin this year.
What's that?
But they have I want to go to Rise, like what you're saying. I really want to go to Rise. They have it here, so I definitely have that on my board too. I know what you're talking about.
Right. And so it's like, okay, well that, and I have both my daughters are getting married this year.
Oh, congratulations. That's so sweet.
Well, but I'm like July 4th. So I'm like, okay, so I have like the shower, like I've got so many things and I'm just like, okay, that's got to come somewhere, you know?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
so
That's a good why.
Yeah. So, and I'm not good. I've been very good at saying, okay, I want to earn like $100,000 by the end of the year, but then I'm not very good at breaking it down to like what it is for daily and weekly and monthly, like that kind of thing. So that's what I've been really focusing on. So like my goal this week is to hit Success Club. My goal this week is to at least have 1 or 2 coaches.
Okay.
And my goal as far as personal goals goes wise is that I'm doing the prep.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking love that man. I really do. He is so amazing. But anyway, I would like totally date that man. And you know, he's he's 52. Did you know that?
It's beautiful.
Yeah. His whole persona and everything. And he's so hard on nutrition. It's like crazy. So I want to start up the work. And like I've already done the 4 weeks. So I might redo another 4 weeks with that. And then I want to lose 30 pounds before July.
Okay. Those are all great goals. And
I don't think it's not doable either. Like I think they're good ones that it's totally doable if I keep my blinders on.
It's so doable, so why not? I love it. I love listening to you. I'm glad I got on this call.
I just wanted to share. So this is what my vision board is. Can you see my screen?
It's blank. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Okay. So I made a digital vision board. So this was I think I used Canva. And based on, I did Lindsay Madway's vision board course. And the main categories she had were spiritual, health, romance, financial, joy, personal growth, career, and family. And so I just picked a few key things for me that go under each of those categories, and then picked a few pictures that meant something to me. And so it's a mixture of like short-term goals and long-term goals. Like for career, I graduate this May with my PhD. That's my short-term goal. My long-term goal is to be a diamond coach by Summit. So like I can check off Emerald as I go. I'm working on Ruby, and I have this like everywhere. Like it's my desktop screen. I printed out copies, put one on the fridge, on my mirror, in my binder. It's my phone screen. So if you're struggling to get your vision board, maybe skip the glue and magazines and just do a quick vision one on a virtual one to get you started. And then part of your week routine might be to set some time aside. Like that could be your professional development for this week, to make the cardboard and glitter and whatever you want it to be. Like that is fun to do.
You know what I was going to suggest that I saw, because my last vision board looked exactly like that, but then I saw Holly's and it was a little bit more specific. And even my coaches, her vision board was a little bit more specific. Like, you know how you said you want to hit Diamond by Summit? Actually write that in the vision board so that not only it's in the picture, it's set in stone, like it's set out into the universe basically. So like for me, I know mine, like Success Club trip, I want it paid in full. So that means I have to hit Success Club 10 every month. And so I actually wrote that down. Like I said, I don't have any pictures yet, but I mean, I wrote specific stuff down. And then another thing was that I forgot where I saw it in one of the groups that said that on your vision board, your short-term goals should be on the top,
Yeah.
and then along. Where did I see it? Was it in this group?
Yeah, like in Lindsay's vision board course, she tells you that like
Yes.
you can arrange it that way. I just had too many pictures.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought that was very helpful that I'm going to do. And like for your personal growth, you should put, I want to do 20 minutes of personal development every day. Like actually write that down.
Yeah. So I think the Coach Rank one is the only one that I have like a date on, like on the actual vision board. I do have it written down like in my binder, but not on there. But that's a good point to bring up. I'm still like super confused on, I know Success Club is helping 3 people a month. And that gets you, depending on how you help them, either Success Club 5 or 10, based on however many points you have. To get your trip fully paid for like 2021, you have to have Success Club 10, or can you do Success Club 5 every month? I don't know if anyone knows.
You get 1 point per Success Club if you do under 5. If you hit Success Club 5 or 10 and above, then it's 2 points per Success Club point, or $2 or something like that, whatever they said. So you want to hit Success Club 5 at least and try to shoot for Success Club 10. And if you hit Success Club 10 every month, it'll basically pay for itself. Okay. So that's like trying to hit that goal.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. There is, I forgot where I saw, I think if you do the FAQ Success Club trip, it should come up with like all that information, and it has like a table and everything.
I know one thing I've been looking for, and I don't know if Christina, you want to make something like this, having a Success Club trip tracker. So like almost like each month, and then 5 or 10, so you can check them off and like visually see that you're making progress, or see that shit, there's only like 1 more week left in January and I haven't even hit Success Club 5.
Yeah.
So that's something I've been asking, because I know there was one for last year where they had almost like this tracker, but for the Success Club trip. But I haven't seen one for this upcoming one. Okay.
What is the one? It's called, is it Team Builder? There's a page for that, and it gives you that, like you mark in. I think you do mark it now, but it looks, I have it. You want me to grab it and show you it?
If you want, or if you want to post it in the group so other people can do it or see it.
I have to find it. It took me forever to find it in back office, but yeah, I can post it in the group.
Okay.
It's pretty, when I first looked at it, it was very intimidating at first when I looked at it, but then now that I really looked at it more, like it's like really detailed. So if that's what you kind of want, because Team Builder is diamond.
Okay.
Team Leader is, I think, 1 star and up. And you have, I think with Team Builder, you need to have 1 emerald and 1,000 volume on your weak leg.
I thought you were going to say like coaches. Okay, I'll definitely look in the back office for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, my goal this week is to.
That's cool, though.
What was that?
No, I'm sorry. I was just talking to myself. I was like, that's cool though, doing the like Success Club thing.
Yeah.
Because it's the Riviera, right? For the 21st? Yeah.
And I would love to like take my boyfriend with me. Like that's my motivation for hitting it. And like kind of how you were saying, Sherry, like it's really hard for me to break down my big goal for the year into like doable actions for each month or each week. So like, I want to hit 1 star diamond by summit, but like, what does that really mean? What do I really have to do? And I struggle with that. I'm still trying to learn what I need to meet to get each rank. Like I have to have how many people on each leg? What is a leg? I'm working with my coach to do that. But like,
And
that's
who's
why
your
this,
coach?
my direct upline coach is Meg Darcy, and she's under Bonnie. So we're both shooting for Ruby, and to be Star Diamond, one of the Star Diamonds by Summit. So
Okay.
yeah. And for this week, I'm just going to follow up with people, finish that training. I haven't finished it. That's been my goal for like the past 2 weeks, but I need to get it done and stop dragging my feet. And my coach actually got me the Rise Up planner for reaching Emerald, and I have not had a chance to like sit down and go through it. So I'm gonna do that
If you
today.
can figure out how to use it, you let me know. Do a training on it, because Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's intimidating.
It's very intimidating.
But yeah, I will definitely, like, maybe I'll do a video on how I used my Rise Up planner once I actually use it. So
that's where you break stuff down. She has it where you break stuff down too, which is cool.
I currently use a passion planner, which is similar. Like, they have you do roadmaps. So like, here's your main goal. Here's all the actions you have to do. Add deadlines to them, and like, now you have a plan. And that's worked for me to like make it through grad school so far. But I haven't really done that for coaching. But I'm super excited to like, I want to do this full time. I want to be a stay-at-home mom when I'm ready. I have goals. Like, I have bills I got to pay. I have student loans I'm going to have to pay soon. Yeah, I want to do this. I want to be a Bonnie.
I know.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, Bonnie looks so good for just having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, blows my mind. She is awesome. But is there anything else anyone else needs or wants to share?
I'm right there with you, pushing for Ruby and wanting to be 1-star by Summit as well. I have my husband signed up under me, so trying to get him to Diamond as well as me to Diamond, so that way, like you said, all fall into place.
Yeah, one thing that Bonnie told us was not to build up our partners, even though they're underneath us.
Okay.
And I don't quite remember why, but she said, like, you want to take care of your business first, and then you can build up theirs.
For sure.
And so I always like struggle with it. I'm like, well, if I can just have someone, if I can make him an emerald and then make someone else an emerald, like, I get to my goal quicker. But he's also not actively recruiting. He's not actually using, he's not an actual coach. So it doesn't do me any good to have him as an emerald when he's just sitting there. So I can kind of understand why she thinks I should get more active coaches first, build that up, reach my rank, and then go back and build him up. But it's hard. It's hard to think that, oh, I have to kind of almost start over. But we'll get there. So, all right.
Yeah.
Well, if nobody has anything else they need or want to share, I will stop recording and end the call so we can all go do what we need to go do.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless
I've been
you.
fighting a cold with a blizzard. But
Sorry.
well, thank you, ladies, for hopping on. Hopefully, make sure to do your invites. Tiffany will be checking in on us. Candy, that's one other thing our group does, is every night we do a post to have coaches check in on how many invites they did that day, to kind of hold each other accountable with invites. So keep an eye out for that post. And if there's anything else that you find or questions that you have, feel free to post them in the group. So that way, because I'm pretty sure someone else has that same question or has an answer for you. So just make sure to use the group as much as you can. All right, but other than that, have a good Sunday, ladies.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll see you next Sunday.